And this will give the Predators a chance to see what they can do with the man advantage. Right now they ranked 14th in the league. They've scored 35 power play goals on 163 chances. So we'll see if they can make something happen here. Minnesota needs to keep the puck out of the net. The last 4 games, though, Minnesota in 4 games has not given up a power play goal. They've been shorthanded 11 times.
Predators power play in the first 2 meetings against the Wild, 2 out of 6. They have scored 6 power play goals in the last 7 games against the Wild. As Josi stopped by Gustafsson, but rebound. The rebound is potted home. It's 2-1.
Well, that's the goal that Nashville needed. Had they given up another goal to make it 3-0, then all of a sudden your mind says, oh, here we go again. But you know what? They come back with a Forsberg getting the goal on this one, just to get the Forsberg, one of those guys who can put the puck in the net. His first goal ever was against Minnesota in this building a number of years ago. He's now in his 13th year. He's got 24 goals now. That's his 5th power play goal of the year.
So the shot by Josi, or excuse me, the pass from Josi to Stamkos, they worked it down low, and then Josi took a feed as he crashed in through the slot. That one-timer was stopped, but the rebound was sitting behind Gustafsson, and Forsberg jammed it in. So each team's got a power play goal, and Hartman, who just took that penalty, tries to carry the Wild through center. He has it taken away. Josi goes D to D. It's sliced along for Luke Evangelista. Got his second 3-assist game of the season on Monday. He'll roll one inside of the net. Gustafsson able to hang on.
Yeah, it's amazing what a goal could do for a team. When you're down like that, and you can just sense it. As I said before, the air was out of the building, both on the player bench side for Nashville and also in the stands. But they get that goal back, and now all of a sudden here, the adrenaline kicks in just a little bit more so for those guys on the ice.
Predators power play now has scored in 9 of the last 12 games. And as I was just starting to say right before Forsberg banged home that rebound, that's now 7 power play goals in the last 8 games for Nashville against the Wild in the all-time season series. There's one more meeting to come this year. There's a shot by Bunting off the draw, caught the glass. Adam Wilsby pinches in. He was looking for Michael McCarron back in the net. Faber there to break that up. Gustafsson looks over his right shoulder as the 2 teams are battling for a loose puck. A hand pass is the reason for a halt in play. Neutralized draw coming up, and a timeout on the ice. 9:59 to go in the opening period. We're halfway through the first. The Wild 2, the Predators 1 in Nashville. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
From highways to skyscrapers, from pipelines to wind farms, we build Minnesota.
Okay, so it is ad break, so I'm going to just have this off. Hello. Just playing this right now. Okay.
After 40 minutes of play. In Winnipeg, the Canadiens are up over the Jets 3-1. They got 8:19 left to go in period number 2. Amongst the games coming up later on tonight, the Los Angeles Kings will host the Seattle Kraken. Right before the trade, the roster freeze, as everyone gets ready for the Olympics. The LA Kings made a move. They bring our Terry Panarin in from the Big Apple, and we'll see that new team here very soon sign the new extension as well. Back to Joe and Tom. It's a good trade for LA, no question. It's going to help them.
But right now, Minnesota's got to be concerned. They have the lead right now, 2-1. That was 2-0. Big ice storm here recently. They had a number of people still without power today. I think they said there's still at least 13,000 still without power, but they Predators open up the building for people to come in. They serve food. They were able to charge their phones and do different things. So congratulations to the Predator staff for doing that and being part of the community.
Neutral ice draw, one back by Hartman. Faber takes over, slips it along to Hughes, handed back to Brock Faber.
By number 9, Philip Forsberg. That's his 24th goal of the season. Assisted by number 59, Roman Josi. And number 81, Jonathan Marchessault. Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 26 seconds.
The 4-game goal streak for Philip Forsberg as Faber hammers one from the right point. Saros able to make the save and hang on. So going 4 straight now for Forsberg, who's second on the team in goals and points coming into this one.
Yeah, a little bit of disappointment, I think, with Marchessault. Also, the fact that he's not done very well this year. That's just his 6th assist this year. He's only played 37 games now, but at the same time, you're looking for points coming from him. Last year, he had 35 assists to go along with 21 goals, but it's not working for him yet this year. Injuries will certainly curtail your ability to get points.
And Tom, you and Kevin Fallness talked about in the pregame show as far as they made. Marchessault, Stamkos, and Brady Shea all last year brought in. Everybody thought, oh, Nashville's going to be a cup contender. They were anything but. And this morning, Andrew Burnett specifically talking about Stamkos, was referencing how he sort of adapted his goal-scoring ways. I mean, playing with different players, new organization a year ago. He seems to be much more comfortable with regards to Stamkos. And Andrew Burnett was just sort of lauding the fact that he's been able to change some of the ways he's scored goals, and now more than 600 in his career.
It was interesting. I was talking to a couple of gentlemen this morning. They were saying that his dad came to town and said, "You're not going to the net like you used to." And you know what? Maybe that's part of it. You know, father knows best. Isn't that what the name of the show was at one point? But maybe he's just not getting himself to the front of that net as much as he was before. He's always on the perimeter.
Well, I was going to say, just ask my kids with my opinion on their hockey game from time to time. 8:23 to go in the first. An offside call here on the Wild. Still a 2-1 lead for Minnesota. And the shots are 10-8 in favor of the Wild.
Face off right now outside the Nashville defensive zone. Great city, busy streets last night again, even though it was a Tuesday night. I remember when we first started coming here, Joe, in 2000, there was a lot of empty buildings, but that is not the case anymore. I was talking to the bus driver today. He said at one time they had 54 cranes in the city. 54 cranes building these big buildings.
Charging in. A chance by the Preds is blocked off the glass as Nick Hague, who missed the last 5 games with an injury, had come crashing down through the Wild slot. Now spinning with a wrister that caught the glass with Marchessault. Bogosian flings it along. Tarasenko back to Trenyon. The 28-year-old chops it through center and bursts ahead. Trenyon. He tried to spin it back for the trailer Urov, but nothing there. Hit by Trenyon on Hague. Urov took over, tried to center for Hughes, who had come wheeling in through the slot. That's broken up by the Predators. And Hague now off the left wing boards, getting it ahead for Eric Holla. And Holla, the one-time member of the Wild, clears the center. Hughes whips it along. Faber charges in. Brock Faber cuts around the net of UC Saros. Look to center for Johansson. It's tipped away. Keeping it at the point is Hughes. Hughes peels to his left, finds Boldy. Dish back to Faber. Once more for Hughes, and that pass off the mark. And the Wild have to regather at center.
Hughes can think so fast. In a nanosecond, he knows exactly where he wants to go.
Boldy walks in with a left circle shot. Saros deflected that off his goal stick, and they score! It's Boldy with a hat trick! He got the rebound, flicked it home. It's his 4th career hat trick in the regular season. There are hats pouring onto the ice here from Wild fans at Bridgestone Arena. And it's 3-1 Minnesota.
And it comes at 12:58 of the first period. Minnesota, all 3 goals here in the first period, and the hats are still raining down on the ice. But Matt Boldy, I mean, he just, you know what? When you're gifted, you know what you have to do. You get to the net. The rebound comes there. He's right there. He knocks it out of the air, puts it in. And with that, Minnesota has a 2-goal lead once again. A lot of fans here coming here from the Twin Cities to be a part of this celebration tonight. We call it a celebration at this point anyway.
Tom, that first shot by Boldy, left circle, he's clearly shooting for a rebound, right? It was low on the ice, just a little snapshot. The angle of Saros' stick tipped that puck right up into the air, so it was not going around. The Predators in front trying to use, one of their players used a glove It was Blankenberg when he popped it off his right glove and hit the chest of a teammate, and Boldy just poked it home.
Yeah, being the right place at the right time. You know, unbelievable. In Minnesota right now with a 2-goal lead here, that's their 11th shot on net and 3 goals. And you begin to wonder, is going to be a goaltender change or something going on here we don't know about? You've got an Olympian in the between the pipes for the Nashville Predators right now.
Well, Monday, in their last game, we mentioned the furious rally to win. Their second ever 4-goal comeback win for the Predators in franchise history. It was Saros who started the game. He was pulled early in the second after he gave up 5 goals on 21 shots. Justus Onanen came in and ended up getting the victory. So back-to-back starts for Saros, where not sure he'll finish the game. We have a fight here along the glass as Hinostroza feeding some rights. Hinostroza dumping down Adam Wilsby. After that play kind of materialized quickly along the glass, Wilsby got the first 1 or 2, and Hinostroza then fed him a few and wrestled him down.
Yeah, he was going with that righty. I tell you, he hit him about 4 times as he was going down. Here's the call, I think.
Minnestota number 18, Nashville number 83, 5 minutes each for fighting.
And these penalties come at 13 minutes and 35 seconds of the first period.
See if we can get a look on the TV monitor. Boy, that was just a challenge by Hinostroza. There wasn't much there along the glass, so either they have a bit of a history or there was something earlier in this game that transpired. It's not like the Wild need a spark. They're up 3-1. We've never seen Hinostroza fight in a Wild sweater yet.
Actually, it's going to be off. It's ad time. Yay. Hello. I can just do my voice like this as well, pal. Hiya, pal. What you thinking over there, pal? I don't really think there's anyone looking. I don't think there's really anyone else on the stream unless it's my friend. Hold on. Need to reset that.
lose again
right,
in
come on.
favor. All Olympians making their way across the pond here pretty soon, but it'll be interesting to see what happens here now with Minnesota with that 2-goal lead. With 5:57 to go here in the first period, shots right now 13-8 in favor of the Wild.
Those 2 goals by Boldy in the first 3:39 of the contest, the fastest 2 goals by one player to start a game in Wild history. Shout out NHL stats for that nugget. And Matt Boldy with his opening goal, hitting the 30-goal plateau this season, joins an elite company, an elite list. He's just the 4th player ever in Minnesota history to have multiple 30-goal campaigns. Marian Gaborik had 5 30-goal seasons to lead that department. 5:26 to go in the first. Gustafsson stops a shot and hangs on. I've got also a correction. A couple games back, I mentioned that the Wild had never had 2 30-goal scorers in the same season. What I didn't read is that when the NHL mentioned that, they mentioned nobody has gotten their 30th goal in the same game in Wild history, because Kaprizov and Boldy were both nearing that mark. This is now the 8th time in franchise history that 2 players on the Wild roster have had 30 or more goals in the same season. So my bad in Edmonton on Saturday. I didn't read that nugget closely enough, and it was bothering me since.
Well, don't let it bother you too much, okay? I'll let that one go, but not again.
Thanks, Tom. Reed Schaefer hounds his puck behind the Wild net.
I believe everything you say.
You're the one. Neil, you're off trying to clear out. Matthew Wood slammed it back behind the Wild cage zone. Trenyon tries to tip it free. Taking over is Tyson Jost, former member of the Wild. His long wrister punched to the corner by Gustafsson. Up high it comes. Predators hold in. Nick Perbix out of Elk River, Minnesota, sent it to the left wing boards. Knocking it down was Haig, but the Wild chisel it out to center. Nashville swings it back in. Both teams look to change on the fly. Damon Hunt off his end wall, and here's Jake Middleton, left wing corner. Nice to see Damon Hunt back, Tom. Just 3 shifts Monday. Tried to block a shot, tipped it up into his throats, and had some trouble breathing. Obviously a little scary situation there. Held out of the rest of Monday's game, but he's back for Minnesota tonight.
Yeah, good move by the training staff also to keep him out of the lineup, along with the doctors okay on that as well. But he's good to go. And he's been a nice find for Minnesota this year. He's played a very steady game.
Pitlick crunches into a Predators player along the glass to the right of Gustafsson as the 2 teams try to battle for this puck. It's squeezed free. And Nico Sturm jabs it out to center ice. With Hinnishroza in the box still for his fighting major. Kaprizov out here with Pitlick and Sturm. And as I started to say right before Boldy got his first of the game, no Marcus Foligno or Jesper Wallstedt on this trip for Minnesota. Both players missed Monday's game with illness as well. Penalty call here coming. This is going to be on Kaprizov. Saros to the bench for the extra attacker. Less than 4 minutes now to go in period 1. Minnesota 3-1 lead as the Preds fan on a pass and gobbling that up Eriksson for the whistle.
They're holding the stick. What did he do out there? Comes at 16:20 of the first.
Number 97, minor penalty. Hold.
So
wasn't much there as he was pressuring the puck in the Predator slot, but that's now 2 offensive zone penalties the Wild have taken. Hartman for tripping, Kaprizov for holding, and one way to put the Predators or keep them alive in this game is to spend time in the box. And John Hines does not like that call at all. He started with the word awful.
Pretty questionable.
And then he's used another word that I can't repeat, followed up with brutal. But, as Tom has often said, doesn't change the call. And Nashville 1 for 1 on the power play with Boldy hounding this puck from Yossi, and Matt Boldy sweeps it back to Faber, who didn't get it out. Forsberg down low. Stamkos gave it back. Forsberg cross ice to Ryan O'Reilly. He had a 2-goal game Monday. Yossi to O'Reilly, tapped off Forsberg, back door. They score. It's Stamkos, and the failed clear by Faber haunts the Wild moments later. The Preds are back within 1.
Well, penalties are making a difference in this hockey, and there's no question about that. And Minnesota guilty of a penalty, a very tight call, I thought, would say on that. But Stamkos makes his presence felt. Had the breakaway early in this hockey game in the first period, but couldn't score, and now he gets this one on the with the extra man, and it comes at 16 minutes and 45 seconds of the first period. So a lot of goals being scored, and maybe it's just playing Nashville that all of a sudden everyone's starting to get goals.
Well, the two other meetings of this season series were 3-2 games in overtime. This game's 3-2 with 3:15 to go in the first. The Wild still haven't had a scoreless opening period since January the 3rd when they played the Kings. January the 5th in LA was their last time a first period ended 0-0. Nashville struggles in opening period play. They have the worst goal differential of any team coming in, a -21. But two penalties the Wild took, 2 power play goals, and that's kept the Predators very much afloat in this hockey game. Stick save by Saros. Yossi to the rebound, scurries ahead over the offensive blue line, dropped it back. Stamkos, a wrister, tipped down in front. And the Wild do a good job boxing out there. Spurgeon tied up Brady Shea. Minnesota gets it to center. Well, O'Reilly stole it, pushed it to Evangelista. Right circle a shot. Hammered it wide past the short side post. Stamkos kept the line for a moment. Kaprizov takes over and finds Matt Zuccarello as the Wild change.
Oh, scored by number 91, Steven Stamkos. That's his 28th goal of the season. Assisted by number 9, Philip Forsberg, and number 90, Ryan O'Reilly. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 45 seconds.
Stopped by Saros. And it'll get a whistle with 2:11 to go in the first. Eriksson with the net front getting shoved here a few times.
No, I don't think either team wants to take a penalty by themselves at this point in the game. Everyone's getting power play goals. No damage being done. 2:11 to go here in the first period. 5 goals in the first 58 minutes approximately. 3 of those by Minnesota. They've had 15 shots on net. 11 shots coming off the 6 of the Predators. Right now the face-off is deep in the Predator zone. 5-on-5 on the ice right now.
With his 2 goals Monday, Stamkos passed Dino Ciccarelli for 20th all-time in goal scoring in NHL history. With his goal moments ago, he ties Bobby Hull with 610 career tallies in the regular season. That's 19th all-time in NHL history. Next up, Jerome McGinley with 625, same for Joe Sakic. So that is some elite company for Stamkos. And Tom, that power play goal now, Stamkos is now tied for 7th in NHL history with Brendan Shanahan. And now Nashville's tied the game. Eric Halla off a tip, side angle. This game is officially bonkers. It's 3-3.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 3-3 is exactly right. Minnesota's had 2 goal leads twice in this hockey game. Can't hold on to it.
How? Just how? Whatever.
His way to the bench to be congratulated by his teammates, and the face-off will be at center ice. This goal coming at 18 minutes, 21 seconds.
Eriksson just got beat to the side of the net. Marchessault with a heads-up pass. And just able to sneak it inside the left post past the arm of Gustafsson. That wasn't a great goal from a goaltending perspective, in my very humble opinion. Faber sent one through his slot. That hit Hughes and nearly leaked in. Hughes now had his stick knocked out of his hands. Play continues.
Oh, my goodness. He was looking for a call, too, on the slash. Didn't get one.
Urov goes to the left wing boards. Faber at the offensive blue line spun it in. Danila Urov picks it up. Slashed it behind the net. Hughes waiting for it. Left wing boards. Quinn Hughes to the point, and Faber has to play it at center. Final minute of the first. The Wild had a 2-0 lead before this game was 4 minutes old, and now it's 3-3 here in Smashville. And Andrew Burnett talked about the energy this crowd showed in their comeback win the other night. Boy, they are enthused right now as well. Hand pass here halts play. 44.8 seconds left in the first. I hope you have a second score sheet.
I think I'm going to need it. Well, join us on the second intermission tonight for Tom Reed's Hotline. Text your question and comments to 64686, and you might win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Minnesota Wild home game at Grand Casino Arena. We have Joe Smith of the Athletic who will be joining us after the first period intermission to talk a bit about what's going on with the Wild, maybe about this first period. Maybe he's got some insight into why there's so many goals being scored.
The Predators traded for Hall in June from the Devils. He hit 800 games in his career earlier this season. 266 in a wild sweater. His goals even the scores. Hartman works it in the left wing corner offensive zone. Zuccarello smacked it around the net. Kaprizov kept it coming. Spurgeon's stick snapped in two as he tried to jam it back in the cage. Icing the other way as Nashville couldn't connect on a home run pass, trying to catch Spurgeon there without his lumber.
Is it me, or we're just seeing so many broken sticks every game now?
I mean, that was crazy. He didn't even, I don't know if it got jammed into the dasher, like the bottom part of the boards, but he just went the rim of puck around the net, his stick exploded.
Well, as I said before, the wooden sticks, you could tap the heel and you could hear that.
Right.
Something was wrong with the stick. You knew there was a fracture someplace. With these new sticks, you know, when they get slashed, you don't know there's a weak point there. And all of a sudden, it's got a little bit of an indent to it, but you don't know that. And when you put any pressure onto it, it's gonna snap.
Here's Faber, left wing boards off the one face-off by Minnesota. Nashville very good in the face-off circle, 8th best in the NHL coming in. Final seconds of the first ticking down. O'Reilly feeds it, and it's skied ahead by Brady Shea. That takes us to the first intermission. So if you're the Wild, you got to be wondering what could have been a Matt Boldy hat trick in the first, but you don't have the lead after 20. If you're Nashville, you're thinking, here we go again with trailing early and often, but able to rally and at least make it all square after one.
Yeah, you look at the Minnesota Wild right now, they're 1 for 1 in the power play, and the Predators are at 1 for 2.
The shots 15-12 after the first in favor of Minnesota. 1 in Nashville in the third of 4 meetings.
Okay, so that is going to be a turn off for now until intermission comes. I'm done 2 so fast. Boldy, you've got to get to that. Turn around. Turn it back. Oh my, we did. I didn't even see that. Oh, I need to check score sheet. Let's try and get Eriksson, Ecker, Krill throw. No! That's not a goal line, though. It's next one of these two that already have a goal, too. It's the next one of these 3 to have a goal, then I'll be aiming for them to get the half trick. Oh, I need... Ooh, Monahan. He could have already had a hat trick. There it is. Yep, 4-4. Always happens. And I just let me skate through. pressure on the behind the net. Is Spurgeon have one? Oh my goodness, went in. That's why I think sure. Trying to see who's affecting it. Here's the tie. Erickson there. Not as much it. Has to run up to himself. If I could do a dirty backhander. Get open. 18-7 on shots. Two shots blocked. Slinger with the breakaway. Gustafson is safe. And on in his favor. Johansson with the big pass. Rossi. Hartman with the puck cleared out. That was a good, that would have been a good second time. They got 4 minutes left. They could pull their goalie. Oh, we almost got a hat trick there. 1 minute to go. I'm trying to get. Yes, he's back. Please, yes, he's back. Cup resolve. Yes! Let the hats ring. Let's turn back around and immediately no looks. The last thing they see is... Where's their first hat? That doesn't. Two assists. Got an assist. So like 3 assists, 1 goal. No one star in the mountain goal. Of course, go 2 goals. Yep. 3 goals, 1 assist. That's gonna go on mute so I don't get copyrighted.
3. That's your score after 1 period of play. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
The Power Trip Morning Show, 5:30 to 9 weekdays on FM 100.3 KFXN Minneapolis, St. Paul. Now back to Wild Hockey on the Fan.
Boldy's 4th career hat trick gives him 30, 31, and his 32nd goals of the season. But the Predators respond on goals from Forsberg, Stamkos, and Haula. We're knotted at 3 goals apiece after 1 period of play. Buckle up for the second period. It's next. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by Grand Casino.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial.
I lost my best friend. My best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow. I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow. The warmth inside me kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me for. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend. My bed.